Let's get it.
Hey, shout out King.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to week 2 of the Inferno Gridiron. This is the Inferno Hot Corner, the podcast brought to you by Vegas Inferno and some sponsors we're about to talk to you about right now. This is your host, Biking Around, along with my co-host, the one and only Mr. Dreamer. How we doing, Dreamer?
What's the word, baby? What's the word? How we doing?
Just a reminder, this league is the Inferno League. We got 6 Inferno creators, 6 members of the Pride representing each of our creators, all for a grand prize brought to you by our lovely sponsors. Would you like to talk to us about our sponsors, Mr. Dreamer?
So our sponsors are the same as ever, but our amazing sponsors. This league, the Inferno Gridiron and the Inferno Hot Corner, are brought to you by Raising Cane's. If you haven't had Raising Cane's, well, you're absolutely living under a rock.
I just ate some.
You need to get to your nearest one. I actually just had some a couple days ago. This is also brought to you by Paradox Customs. If you use code LVI at checkout, I heard you get a good little discount over there. You know what I mean? So go check out Paradox Customs for all your PC needs, whether it's optimizations and or PCs themselves. Also, shout out to our guys over at Shure. Weirdly enough, they're sending a couple of us to TwitchCon this coming weekend, so we're gonna have a good time over there. Shout out to Shure. And also, I mean, we're sitting in style, man. They got the cheeks covered. You know what I mean? Shout out to Zip Chair Gaming, man. We appreciate them. They've been a long time partner, so we appreciate them wholeheartedly.
Yep. And just a reminder, the winning duo. So if one wins, the Inferno creator or their community member wins, they both will win the following: a life-size Kane's Inferno plush doll, an assortment of Kane's box combo cards, the Inferno trophy presented by Kane's, which is, you know, that's the big deal right there. That's truly what it's about. But in addition to that, we have some monetary things such as a tailgate feeding for 10, 2 Zip Chair gaming chairs, 2 Shure items, and 2 BR Paradox keyboards. So yeah, some big prizes on the line. Probably it's valued. I'm gonna say it's valued. It's probably valued at $2,000.
This is facts, and although it is only week 2, this is being fought over by. At some point in time, this will be fought over by 6 different individuals. what is it? The top 3 Inferno creators and the top 3 community members will be making the playoffs this year. So right now it's being fought over by 12 different individuals, but eventually it will come down to the last 6.
Yes, sir. Well, we got Havoc up in the chat. We got Havoc. We got Aaron. We got Dreamer and Bikey. Havoc's trying to say he should be the MVP this week. Well, let's get right into it. Let's get over to our scoreboard here. And Havoc, you do have some say this week. Havoc, you were the highest scoring team this week. But before we get into the scores, we have a little trade alert going on over here on the right side of the screen. We have a trade. Mr. Docile acquires Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones in return for my man, Mr. B. Pickens, Cooper Kupp, Dalton Schultz, and David Montgomery.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna commissioner veto this off the. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine though. Almost. You know what? Docile tossed me almost this same trade, damn near, right? A couple days ago, and I denied it. So quick. Now, I would have thought about it if Cooper Kupp was healthy. In fact, I probably would have pulled the trigger on it if Cooper Kupp was healthy. But if Cooper Kupp was healthy, this trade would have never happened in the first place. So, Devontae Adams, let's match them up together, right? In fact, let's go ahead and pull up Piffin's. His
roster. You want to pull up his roster?
His roster real quick. Let's go ahead and look at his roster.
All right, let's go. Whoops. Let me go to the league. Let's go down. Let's go over to Mr. B. Piffin.
So we're going to look at Mr. B. Piffin's roster, right? Now, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, scroll down. Mike Evans, Aaron Jones, Singletary, Charbonnet, Deontay Johnson, Evan Ingram on IR. Ingram's not going to be out that long. Go up a little bit. Let's see what he's looking like. Hayden Hurst. You know what? So here's my only problem with this trade, right?
What's up,
the things that average out, in my opinion, is going to be Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams, but that's based on the fact that Cooper Kupp would be healthy, and
he's not healthy right now.
Like he's not healthy right now. He's currently in a walking boot. Could possibly end up on IR. They don't expect him to, but it's possible.
Let's take a look at Mr. Cooper Kupp here.
Yeah, and if he does end up on IR, I mean, during a game where he gets injured, he still has 6 targets, but he didn't get injured until the third quarter of that game.
Yeah.
First of all, let's go back to his week 1. The fact that he had 21 freaking targets in week 1 is crazy, by the way.
Insane. Puka Nacua also out on that Rams team.
Exactly, which means right now Matthew Stafford's value is at an all-time low. But if we go ahead and click off of that, so you match up Cooper Kupp with Devontae Adams, you match up David Montgomery with Aaron Jones, and then you add a little bit of value on that Dalton Schultz area. Here's the problem with that Houston offense. There's a lot of mouths to feed. Now, I've been preaching the Dalton Schultz. I am a Cowboys fan. I don't want to talk about it. Do not ask me about it. But Dalton Schultz is a very big red zone presence. But there's a lot of mouths to feed on that Houston offense. Stephon Diggs, as he's already proven, is going to get those red zone targets too.
Yeah.
So, and Aaron Jones, frankly, in my opinion, just isn't. Yeah. He's just not. You know what I mean? Like he's doing his thing, but like he's not really there. He just kind of exists in that offense right now.
Well, I think that's where where Pippen thinks he's getting the edge, right? Because obviously, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, when both healthy, they could be neck and neck. But maybe he sees the value in having David Montgomery over an Aaron Jones, even though Aaron Jones is kind of has like a non-compete over in Minnesota. But David Montgomery, he's a touchdown animal.
Possible.
David Montgomery,
it definitely is possible at the end of the day. I just think that on that Cooper Kupp side of things, with the Raiders starting to click a little bit. I really think that it's a good chance that Piffin's losing that trade.
Potentially. I mean, but also,
but you know what? It's only week 2.
Devontae Adams, I think Piffin's, he's kind of going on Devontae Adams, he's maybe slightly selling high right now, coming off a really good game. Cooper Kupp on his way down. David Montgomery, probably one of the most consistent, 12 to 18 point backs in the league. He almost gets a touchdown every single week. He might be playing for a long term, but just like myself, Well, actually, no, he is 1-1. So I mean, he's not hurting as bad. You know, he could be playing for the long game, knowing that Cooper Kupp, when healthy, is one of the highest scoring receivers in the league.
I mean, you know what? If Cooper comes back, if he doesn't end up on IR and he comes back within the next 3 weeks, I can say that Piffin more than likely won that trade off consistency alone. But that's all going to be based on Kupp coming back, and it can't be like a 4, 5, 6 week thing. Like, he has to win now.
Yeah.
Because if Piffin goes down, you know, right now he's betting on like Cooper Kupp's going to be out at least the next week, maybe 2 weeks, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So for the next week, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, when we go back to his lineup, right?
Yeah, we can pull up his lineup.
You're looking a little slim in the flex position in the next week, 2 weeks. You know.
Yeah, definitely gonna be tough. Especially he's already down. Tua got put on IR today. You know that affects Tyreek Hill, of course.
Yeah. So
you know,
realistically, you just came off a week where you put up what 75 points in the week, right?
Yeah, he's gonna have Mike Evans and Tyreek in there.
But you know, Mike Evans, Tyreek, and then
he'll have David Montgomery be his flex for now, though. So I think it could
work
work out.
Flex Montgomery. He'll flex because Montgomery will be his running back too. So he'll have to flex like Charbonnet or something.
Well, he'll flex Ford or Stevenson. No, he'll flex Ford or Stevenson. He got these two running backs are starting running backs for now until, you know, we'll see what plans out if Chubb's coming back or not with Jerome Ford right there. And then I think where he's timing it is, I believe he's, you know, he sees Ford maybe has potential risk, you know, a couple weeks from now, but hopefully Cooper Kupp comes in time just for Jerome Ford to start splitting carries with Nick Chubb potentially. And then, you know, then he slides, you know, then David Montgomery and Ramondre are going to be his RB1 and 2. And then he's got Hill, Evans, and Cooper Kupp. I mean, Hill, Evans, and Cooper Kupp on paper, minus all the injuries, you would say that's a stacked receiving core. But you know, obviously we have what's going on right now, so
hey, it'll be good to watch. We'll go ahead and keep that
definitely,
on the back burner just to watch over the next coming weeks.
Let's take a quick look over at Dossel though. Dossel's lineup now. You know, now that he's gonna be losing some of these guys, or actually, sorry, yeah, now that he's losing some of these guys, right? So he already has JT. Who's his other? I guess he'll have Aaron Jones and JT being his running backs. His bench, not too deep, really. He's got Jordan Love on IR right now, or I guess out for now. On the receiving end, he does make an upgrade since Cooper Kupp is out. He does have Chris Godwin, who's been having a pretty good year so far. And now he'll add Devontae.
Godwin and Devontae.
Yeah.
Najee Harris consistently in his flex. Maybe Jerry Jeudy thrown in the mixture.
Yep.
Gets rid of Schultz, opens up a place on his bench. I'm assuming he's already digging in waivers for that.
Yeah,
I do want to question whether Kittle is going to be
healthy.
I don't know. So Kittle went down in that game, but
somebody said he had cramps.
He just came back for an IV for cramps.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then he should be all right there. I mean, his team's not looking bad by any means. I mean,
I think it's a win-win for both teams and their needs.
It'll be a little rough going into certain bye weeks, but other than that, I mean, I think we're all in a 12-man league. We're all going to be kind of fighting going into some bye weeks, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into our first matchup of the week. I guess we could start with myself versus Mr. Havoc. You know, back-to-back weeks, your boy Bikey just gets outscored. You know, I'm not respectable. 113 points, respectable. My team didn't do piss poorly, but you know,
yeah, they didn't necessarily shit the bed, but you know,
better. We had DK going off, Amon-Ra bouncing back, and DK both bouncing back. I was really happy about that. Travis Kelce, 2 weeks in, still nowhere to be found, unfortunately. You know, the flex position I am struggling a little bit in right now. I have a myriad of mid-tier receivers and running backs on my bench, and you know, none of them really popped off. So I technically had basically my optimal lineup. You know, probably where I lost the most points this week was not swapping out my defense for a plug and play against the New Orleans Saints. You know, even though this was the best defense in the league, as I've heard.
Yeah.
44 points allowed and 42 yards allowed.
Wait, can I stop you for a second? Who the hell is Sean Combs? Who is that?
Yo, Sean Combs. I heard that they found 1,000 baby
1,000
oils.
You know what? We're not
1,000
even gonna talk about it, bro.
Yeah, this is a
I
PG
look
stream.
at chat and I just
but-
see Sean Combs, and I'm just like,
Yo.
"Who are you
Malik
afraid?"
Willis is
all-
the same
all I'm
QB as
telling you.
Lamar Jackson, but with less TDs. Malik Willis, you know, hey, I'm a Packers fan. I'm wearing my Packers hat. I just have it turned backwards. You know, Malik Willis, he's not a viable option for fantasy points. I mean, he threw the ball 14 times. He was 12 for 14. Give you that. But you know, the Packers, you know, got away with a win there over against Indianapolis on that one. But yeah, let's go back to Mr. Riz and Morty over here. Speaking of the devil, the highest scoring player of the week, Mr. Alvin Kamara, just taking off and ruining my morning on Sunday.
He's got
already
the
had
truth, man.
had
Ain't that-
havoc talking mad shit on the Twitter line. You know,
Can we just talk about the fact that he played Jake Ferguson and scored 144 points with no tight end?
yeah, with no tight end. Obviously, the huge waiver wire pickup of J.K. Dobbins.
I was gonna say, can we also talk about the fact that was my sleeper of the week last week in J.K. Dobbins, and then he turns around and does exactly what I expected him to do?
I want
Can we
to say
talk
I
about
was,
the fact
yeah.
that I said that somebody was gonna pick him up off of me saying that last week, and all of a sudden he's picked up off the waiver?
Oh, he was 100% getting picked up. I will say that I do believe you should have put him, you being number one claim, over Isaiah Likely. But we could get to that on your matchup. J.K. Dobbins, man, he you know, showing out back-to-back weeks. 17 carries, 131 yards. He's splitting carries. I want to say that
They had the same amount of
yeah, they had the
carries,
same amount of
and
carries.
I
And
have Gus Edwards on the bench.
yeah, Gus Edwards producing less.
18 carries, 59 yards.
Yeah, which isn't like, I mean, it's not good, but when you're competing against this guy, 17 carries, 130
Yeah, you're
yards, what's
touching
that?
the
8
ball, but
yards,
you're not
8 yards
doing
per
nothing.
carry, including a 40-plus yard rush and a touchdown. I mean, great pickup
it's
by
more messed
Havoc
up.
there. What's that?
I have Gus Edwards on the bench, and he almost scores as much as Zamir White. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. Travis Kelce, obviously, you know, outscoring a non-playing Jake Ferguson by 1.35 points. Huge for me there. You know, huge advantage
Absolutely
there.
massive.
Massive.
1 for 3, 5 yards.
Yeah. But GG's the
I
Havoc.
love that.
Havoc moves to 1-1. Myself, I am looking for trades down at 0-2 right now. So, you know, if anybody wants to trade, I did get a trade offer earlier. I think I got a trade offer from Soap. I'll be assessing it a little bit later after the pod. Yeah, GG's Havoc. You know what? All these people that are talking smack about your team, don't ever let them ever tear you down, all right? That Kamara pickup is looking really nice right now. But yeah, we're only in week 2 though. So, you know, we'll allow my fellow 0-2 partner to speak on his matchup here with Dassel.
I don't even want to talk about it, to be so honest.
The week started off great too.
We'll go ahead and go through it really quick. The week, you know what? The week started off fantastic, right? I've got a Thursday game. I've got Buffalo. I've got James Cook popping for 11 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 40-yard fucking touchdown, man. 17 yards and a touchdown off receiving. It's just like the week started off absolutely fantastic, right?
Yeah, Josh Allen could have got you more, but James Cook definitely made up for it.
You know, Josh Allen, 13 for 19, just kind of.
He didn't have to do much. I mean,
Yeah, he didn't have to.
yeah.
That's the thing, and that's why they just kept running the ball. They started putting in, you know, backup running backs and some more stuff, and it's like, brother, you know, just get me a touchdown, give me something in the air, something. You know what I mean? Like the rushing touchdown's great and all, but just don't throw 2 picks. You know, like.
Aaron wants to make a trade on stream.
Throw me a trade on stream. I don't know,
send a
man,
request. We'll evaluate at the end of after we go through these matchups. Yeah,
but
Zamir
the week
White.
starts off fantastic, man. I've got a 60% like chance to win. You know, I'm feeling it fantastic, and then all of a sudden we just get into Sunday, and Sunday did
look
not
at this red. Sunday
treat
red.
me well
Sunday red.
at all. Sunday did not treat me well. We had Zamir White doing absolutely nothing again. Even though the Raiders pull off an upset against the Ravens.
Yeah,
We've got Amari
huge win.
Cooper. In
Shout out
my
Tamer.
opinion, Amari Cooper has been Mr. Fantasy for the last like 3 years, and then all of a sudden he's just non-existent. You know, we have
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, who, in my opinion, great, 4 for 6, 57 yards, but put a touchdown up there, man. Give me, give me 15 or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this sub 10, stuff
From your WR1.
From my wide receiver 1 right now. We've got Isaiah Likely, who I picked up off waiver. I did prioritize him. I was looking for something big there. And frankly, he just underperformed, but realistically, not even his fault. 2 for 326 yards. Still averaging 13 yards per catch.
Yep.
Not being thrown the ball, right? Cortland Sutton, another Mr. Fantasy, in my opinion, that I've had in high regards for the last couple of years.
Yeah, Bo Nix, man.
Just not getting the ball from the rookie, man. So it's just like he had 12 targets in week 1, 4 receptions. That doesn't average up to me. That tells me that, frankly, he's either being underthrown, overthrown, something, or he's being thrown into double coverage.
Silver lining, though, your kicker in Houston defense, putting up 18 points. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, but this is the epitome of what I'm going through this year already in 2 weeks. Justin Tucker missed a field goal in week 2.
Yeah, he missed a field goal week 1 too, no?
I think I'm just doomed, in all honesty. When Justin Tucker starts missing kicks, we have a problem. And that's a little bit of an issue. Now, the defense putting up 18, great. That's the only reason why I have 94 points. I am sub 100. What have I said about sub 100s, chat?
Yeah.
They stink. They stink. That's a bad week. Anything sub 100 is a bad week.
Let's see. Looking at your bench, I mean, you did have some opportunity there. I mean, Chuba looking decent in the loss to the Chargers. They only put up 3 points, but he had 10 carries for 64 yards and 4 catches for 12.
Yeah, 6.4 yards per carry, a couple catches, 4 for 5. Obviously, in a PPR, that's going to mean something.
Yeah. Gus Edwards getting the volume that he needs, but just can't. He's not J.K. Dobbins, unfortunately.
Stat alert. 35 out of 37 field goals been made in 2 weeks of the NFL. The only 2 missed is Tucker. Insane. Something about that doesn't sound right to me. I really want to super fact check that, because you can't tell me that nobody. He says I think. No, absolutely. There's no way. There's zero chance that nobody else has missed a single other field goal. You're talking about extra points maybe, but not field goals. There's zero chance that no kickers missed a field goal.
Yep. And on Dawson's side here, I mean, Baker Mayfield, did he draft Baker Mayfield or did he pick him up off waivers?
I'm 99% sure that was his second. He might actually.
Or a free agency pickup, maybe?
He might have hit him with a free agency pickup when J-Buck went
down. I can check it up real quick. You can see his history here. From waivers added. Yeah, he added him last week off of waivers. Hey, man, Baker Mayfield's looking good so far, 2 weeks into the season.
He's looking fantastic.
They beat the Detroit Lions after beating on the Washington football team. They're looking good. NFC South might be a tough race between the Buccaneers and the Saints. Now I think about it, I did pick the Bucs to win on a futures parlay for division winners, but man, the Saints look nasty too. So see how that goes. Mr. Consistency from Jonathan Taylor and David Montgomery. Looks like
as always,
JT is officially over his injury that kept him out 2 years ago. He's looking solid. Obviously, he fell to the injury of Cooper Kupp, which hurt his points for this week. But now he is no longer on his hands. He's in Mr. B. Piffin's hands now. How about Chris Godwin, man? This guy.
You know what? Chris Godwin has by far been one of my favorite. I personally, and I don't even think this is a hot take, but I'm going to say hot take. I personally think that this guy is a wide receiver 1 on 70% of other teams.
Oh, 100%. This guy has had 16 balls thrown at him. He's caught 15 of them.
Exactly. You talk about Mr. Consistency. No, this is Mr. Fantasy. He's going to be consistent at any point in time.
Yeah.
He's a walking 20 bomb. 7 for 8, 117 yards and a touchdown, and 1 over 40 this week. And that's not even the gist of it. 8 for 8 last week, 83 yards and a touchdown.
Can't believe you got him in the 8th round.
The 8th round is crazy.
Look at his historical stats right here. 1,000 yards receiving the past 3 seasons. Number 2 in receiving in 2019. This guy's killing it.
The guy is just the be consistent. I mean, he's got 16 targets, 15 receptions for 200 yards. He is your number one wide receiver in the league right now, ranking wise for fantasy. Number 5 overall in points in general, in fantasy. The funny part is when you look at his stats, go up there and look at his stats, man. 93% rostered, 79% started. I think that number is going to go up this week.
Yep, it should be close to 100% this week for sure. If they're not believing now,
there's by far zero chance. He already has the same amount of touchdowns this year as he had last year, because he only had 2 touchdowns last year altogether. The funny part is 2 touchdowns last year altogether and still put up 209 fantasy points. Like when you're talking about production outside of the red zone, this is your guy, especially in a PPR. I mean, he's going to get the ball thrown at him, and he is going to catch a lot of passes. So,
yeah, good
hasn't
pickup.
Hasn't had a sub 1,000 receiving year since 2020.
Yeah, he's been on it. Him and obviously Mike Evans, dynamic duo over there in Tampa Bay. We got George Kittle, Mr. Cramps himself. Had a really good game for himself. 18 points there, 7 for 8 and a touchdown. I mean, barring that he only had Cramps, he has one of the top tight ends on his team here. Flex area kind of iffy with Najee. His bench, he's probably looking to free up some slots. He's got, he got rid of Dalton Schultz now, so he has an IR spot open. I don't even know why he has.
I've never been a big fan of
that's
Najee.
not IR. Sorry. I can't do it with the split backfields. I'm just not a split backfield fan unless it's Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. There's no other split backfield that's producing
honestly
consistently.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Every year, like Najee, since he got drafted, every year he's had 1,000-yard rushing, right? But like, there's something about his yards per carry that kills me. He the most he's ever averaged is 4.06 yards per carry. Now, as much as you want to say that's not bad, I mean, that's the most he's averaged. That was on 255 attempts last year, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely fantastic. But that doesn't even crack you into the top 20 running backs. Now, when we're talking about top 20 receivers, fine. Top 20, top 30 receivers, that's great. That's a good wide receiver 2 flex spot. Fantastic, right? When you're talking about top 20 running backs, there's not that many running backs in the league. I mean, obviously there is, but there's not that many running backs that matter.
Not many that, yeah, exactly. The wide receivers, it's about 2-to-1 ratio for on average,
right.
Probably.
Right. So when you're outside that top 20, it's just kind of, okay, you kind of just exist. In his first year, literally number 3 in the league. In his second year, number 14 in the league. In his third year, number 23. Right now, he's sitting at 33. It's just, you're slowly but surely regressing. And I think that's a big thing with those Alabama running backs to a degree. Not all of them. Sorry, Derrick Henry. But it is a growing trend with Alabama running backs, in my opinion.
So now with this matchup, we got Dawson moving to 2-0. Dreamer joining me at 0-2.
Trades are open.
Might be time to shake some things up. Might be some time to shake things up.
Trades are open, man.
Yeah.
Every single person on my team is available. Send me whatever trade you want. Let me know. We can make something shake. Right?
Yeah, let's go move on to our third matchup here between LVI creators. Kind of a surprise 2-0 start, in my opinion. Mr. Tamer himself, kind of getting a bye week for himself here with going up against Defy, putting up 67.98 points. I think that's the season low right there of everybody.
Defy, look me in the eyes when I ask you this. Did you even try?
Did you even try, man? Did you even try?
Did you even try?
Your kicker had the most points. His kicker had the most points on his team. Okay, Josh Jacobs had half a point more, but you had Mr. Aubrey scoring more points than everybody on your team.
On paper, his team's not even that bad. I mean, Anthony Richardson popped for a lot of points last week, but I was a firm believer on the fact that 9 for 19 is what he threw last week.
Yeah.
It just isn't it. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a person that is going to have one good week every 4 weeks, in my opinion. And I just don't see it being anything. DeAndre Swift, I've got him on one of my teams. He's hurting my soul right now in that absolutely dog meat Chicago offense that everybody thought was going to be crazy.
Man.
Josh Jacobs, I mean, he's Josh Jacobs, you know, but the fact that he only put up 14 with 32 freaking carries is ridiculous.
Yeah, 151
Like,
yards. He did lose a fumble, no touchdown.
They handed this man the ball 32 times. If you're telling me that you don't have any kind of respect for your quarterback, that's exactly what you're telling me.
Hey, man, you know, Jordan loves her, man.
Couldn't get in the end zone on 32 carries. That's a little, you know what I mean? But Josh Jacobs, he's a dog. We all know he's a dog, but dude, they can't run him like that. He's gonna blow something out if they run him like that.
Mm-hmm. On the bright side,
we're still waiting for him to pop.
Yeah, on the bright. Well, Debo getting hurt. Who knows about Kittle? CMC still out. I think Ayuk's gonna start trending upward here. Waddle, Waddle trending down without Tua still.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I think everybody's gonna think he is, but and you know
he's
what?
He's probably better for short yardage targets.
Yeah, this is going to be a hot take. Tua is not that good of a quarterback. He's, in my opinion, he makes very bad decisions when it comes to throwing into coverage. I think that Tua has had a crutch since he came into the league. At first, in my opinion, that was Gesicki. You know, he loved the tight ends. Having Waddle, you know, he was able to throw it over to the top. As soon as he got Tyreek, Waddle and Tyreek, he was able to really throw it over the top. It's just like, I think that he's definitely been crutched. That running game last year was fantastic. It took a lot off of him. And I think that even last year, Skylar Thompson came in and didn't do horribly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he's horrible, but you know, it's still.
Also, Dolphins pickup, man. They just signed Snoop Huntley. You know, and he was a dog for the Ravens last year. Tyler Huntley.
Is that a quarterback? Oh.
You know when Lamar went down last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, Snoop Huntley was the backup. And he was a dog for the Ravens last year. He's literally a Pro Bowler.
I guess we'll have to see.
So, they just signed him to the practice squad. He's going to be number 2 behind Mr. Skyler until he learns the playbook, and then they'll probably put him in. I'm going to be honest. I wanted to see the Dolphins go. Throw my boy Ryan Tannehill a call real quick. You know what I mean? Like,
get him back.
Or where's Fitzmagic?
Fitzmagic would have been a nice pickup.
Like something, man. Like these guys just need somebody who can get the ball in their hands. You have a crutch, the same crutch that's sitting over there in Minnesota by the name of Jay Jettis. You have that crutch. Throw you got 2 crutches on this. By this point, you got 3 with Devin Achane. Like, just give them the ball. If you can get the ball in their hands, they're gonna make you look real good. Now,
speaking of getting the ball in your hands,
you know what I mean. Sometimes you just gotta get the ball. You know what I mean?
Keon Coleman got 0 balls in his hands on Thursday night.
Yeah, well, that goes back to Josh Allen just not wanting to produce for me. So you know.
I mean, he was looking good, promising, good rookie outing there with 4 catches for 51 yards.
I think that's going to go back to the running game, though. Like, that's really
James Cook was killing. James Cook was eating, though.
When James Cook cooks like that, I mean, there's nothing you can do. Yeah. But, you know, if you're going to play 91% of the snaps, I expect more than 1 target. Especially when you're considered a wide receiver 1 over there, in my opinion.
All right, let's go over to Tamer's squad. Tamer, the running back heavy squad. He got Mr. Jaden Daniels over here, putting up, you know, respectable numbers. His accuracy was a little better.
I'm still loving the kid. I think that offensive line is dwindling just a little bit, but you know, I'm still loving the kid.
Yeah, still a run first offense. I mean, over there, I think Brian Robinson rushed for over 100 yards. They got Eckler a couple of dump balls. Yeah, yep. Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon. You know, Saquon kind of didn't lose the game for him, but you know, dropped a crucial pass last night to help Atlanta drive down the field.
Go Cowboys.
And then, but you know, they still putting up respectable numbers, exceeding projections there. Tamer's still kind of hurting on the wide receiving core. Tank Dell, George Pickens just not doing anything for him. Brock Bowers, though, probably one of the best tight ends in the league, and he's only a rookie, at least so far, 2 weeks into the season.
Hey, Tamer needs to call my phone for a trade, man.
Call your phone for a trade? He might need it
because wide receiver, man. He needs to call my phone for a trade.
Yeah, and Rachaad White too. He's looking a little banged up himself. I don't know if Rachaad White's gonna be out for a bit, but he has a minor groin injury, so we'll see if he's probably day to day. But he didn't have a good game. He did return towards the end of the game, tried to keep playing, but yeah, a little hurt there, you know. And then, you know, I mean, the good thing about Tamer's team is even if you know, he could keep running with Jane Daniels, but I honestly think, not like comeback player of the year, but Kyler Murray, I think, is gonna have a year this year. I think I'm high on the Arizona Cardinals.
You know what I'm high on right now?
What?
I'm high on that. Don't laugh. PG. I'm very high on that Brock Bowers train right now, man.
Oh, Brock Bowers, yeah.
98 yards, and Gardner Minshew absolutely loves this kid.
Mm-hmm. And they let Gardner Minshew just fucking throw the ball, like Gardner, no matter where he goes. On Indianapolis, throw 50 times. On Jacksonville, just throw it. Yeah, and honestly, more power to him. And he's not afraid to throw it. I think he threw 55 times this last game. Or I know he threw a shit ton, and then I know Jared Goff threw 55 times as well.
This kid Bowers didn't even get in the end zone, but 9 for 9, 98 yards in a PPR. That's going to get you 16 points every day. Yeah, every single day. We've got Tank Dell still underproducing. Once again, a lot of mouths to feed in Houston. So, like, in my honest opinion,
he needs a receiver for sure.
In my honest opinion, if it's not Nico Collins or Stephon Diggs, stay away from Houston receivers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he does have a Tank Dell trade. I will not take him. George Pickens, they're not throwing the ball a whole hell of a lot or a whole lot further in Pittsburgh right now, with Justin Fields running the show out there. Kyler Murray, I mean, if I were you right now, I would take Jaden Daniels out and keep running Kyler Murray because he is going to force that ball to Marv. We'll get to Marv here in a minute. But
looks like Shaheed learned. Yeah, Shaheed's looking good so far. 2 games in, he's kind of their number 1 receiver. We thought it was gonna be Mr. Chris Olave, but Mr. Olave Garden not doing too hot. He had a little bit better this week, but
I'm not sold on that Rashid Shaheed train, man. I'm just not.
I mean, he's doing all his damage on 3 or 4 catches. So I mean, it's kind of hard, and obviously, you know, landing the touchdown is the bonus.
Well, that's why I'm not sold on it. I mean, the last 2 weeks, you're averaging 24 yards per catch, but that's on 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
How many times are our defenses going to allow you to throw it over to the top? I think the stream just went down.
Yeah,
are we good?
Yep, it's reconnecting.
All right, I think we're good.
All right.
Oh, we're not good.
Hold on. What happened?
Oh no.
It says it's connected back now on my end. There we go. All right. I think we're good.
I think we're good, chat.
We're good? All right. We're good. All right. Sorry for the slight disruption. Shout out Cox.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's not any of the playmakers. I think it's the offensive line right now that's doing a hell of a job. I think when you go back to that Dallas game and we have the best pass rush in the game aside from TJ Watt, they didn't get any sacks on that guy and they didn't get a whole lot of pressure on him. Yeah, I mean, so that offensive line is doing a hell of a job and giving him enough time for Shaheed to get down the field and make something happen. So when I go back to Rashid Shaheed, unless he gets that one big play a game, I quite literally just don't see him being that long-term option. I feel like they're going to catch on to it pretty quick. If they got to start doubling up on him and allowing those over-the-middle passes to Olave or maybe Juwan Johnson, if he's Juwan's still there, I think he is. Yeah, he is still there. So
Juwan Johnson.
Maybe even Foster Moreau, but like, you know, they're going to pick up on that quick, man. So I don't see him being a viable wide receiver 1 going forward, but you know, definitely a high wide receiver 2, maybe a high flex spot.
Yep. We'll see.
They might need some help over there at wide receiver, man, because 89 points is not going to get you a whole lot of wins going forward.
No, you know, probably, you know, he's 2-0 though. You know, hey, matchups are a thing. You know, luckily this week he had to face a defy that you know, didn't want to show up. We got J2 over here in the chat saying he's got Mason, Reed, and Worthy for Evans and Pittman. Mason is your RB3. Michael Pittman Jr.'s just not been him so far this season. I do like him.
It's a matter of
Anthony Richardson. He's tied to him. Mike Evans though, obviously, you know, Mike Evans is gonna do Mike Evans things. He didn't have a good week this week, but he's
Reed and Worthy for Evans and Pittman. Do not take that trade.
I think you could sell higher for Mason, honestly.
I think
Even
you
though
can sell
Mason
higher
could be
for
going.
Mason and Worthy alone.
Yeah,
I think Reed is going to be questionable until Jordan Loves comes back. But I think for Worthy and Mason, like if you take Reed out of the conversation, in my opinion, right now, Worthy and Mason do not match up to Evans and Pittman.
Well, he has Mason, Reed, and Worthy, so he's. So I think
I just don't think they match up right. I think your value is a lot higher than what I mean. Basically, you'd be giving up Mason Worthy for Evans right now.
Yeah, the ringer is that we don't know if and when CMC is coming back, right? So that's probably what they're banking on. But if CMC is out longer, whoever has Mason's gonna hit the jackpot. Who knows?
I mean, if you want to ship Mason for Evans or Mason and Reed for Evans, cool. But realistically, if Mason's your RB3, then you can just ship Worthy into your flex spot and ship around Mason himself. But the only value you're getting out of that is Evans, and then he's getting Mason and Worthy out of it. So if you're hurting at wide receiver, it would all depend on if you're hurting a wide receiver. But if you're giving up Worthy, then you're not hurting a wide receiver, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm honestly on a wait and see with having Mason on the team, because I still, it's unless you could pull something bigger. You have AJ Brown and Cup. I mean, you could try to see if you could give 2 instead of all 3. If you keep one of Reed or Worthy, it might be worth trying to keep, and then giving up Mason and
the only one who's going to be able to keep is Reed, but even that doesn't.
Heck no, I would keep. I would want to keep Reed if anything, because you could have, because then he might be injured or not injured, but without Jordan Love for now. But as soon as Jordan Love comes back, he's gonna be back in the conversation as a top receiver in the league.
I'm gonna assume that you're running a full PPR here, and I'm gonna say keep what you have.
How far is AJ Brown? How long? AJ Brown should be week to week, right? Couple weeks.
It's gonna be like a week thing, but you can assume he's probably gonna be out like 2 weeks. Hamstring. What's up with these guys and injuring him? You know what? I've played a lot of sports in my life, Chad. Never my hamstring.
Hamstring injuries are the worst. Hamstring injuries are the worst and most nagging injuries. They come back out of nowhere, and I honestly try to avoid players that have a history of hamstring injuries, because they always seem to re-aggravate it. But yeah, I mean, if you're really hurting at wide receiver, go for it. I don't know if I'm sold on Pittman just all because of Anthony Richardson.
Trying to get instead of Pittman, what should I tell him? I don't think he's giving up Devontae and Evans.
You could. I think you could counter it. I mean, the thing is, when AJ Brown comes back, then you're gonna have to deal with. Do you start a dual Philly combo, and you're trying to, I mean, you got Sam. Then bye week comes around, you got to worry about having both of them. It is kind of damage control though, because at least if you have both of them, you do like divvy up. You take away some of that risk involved with like boom or bust. But I mean, Devontae Smith is better than Pittman though. So I mean, if you could get him, that would be a saving grace while you have AJ Brown out. But I'm sure that he's going to want to keep him since AJ Brown is out, and he knows that he's going to milk him.
Yep. All right. What is next on our list?
All right, let's go to our creator, or our Pride members here. We got first matchup, Mr. B Piffin, the second least point scored this week. He was hurting. He gets smacked around by CDs over here. Mr. Sick Kicks, Tamer Toss boy over here, who moves to 2-0. Piffin drops to 1-1. Obviously, Piffin's team off to a rough start Thursday night. Right off the bat, Tua and Tyreek Hill. Prayers up for Tua. Hopefully, we'll see what's going to happen. Maybe they're putting him on IR to just kind of assess his football career going forward. I mean, he had a rough week this week. Probably the only highlights are really Ramondre and Devontae for him.
And not much going on that team over there. I don't really know how he could turn it around. Yeah. Now, of course, he did that trade.
He did make the trade. And
But-
Singletary had a decent game, and Charbonnet too, filling in for Kenneth Walker there. So I mean,
Yeah, I'm just curious on how. I mean, Charbonnet saved his points by obviously a touchdown.
well, no, he's on the bench,
And 5
but
for 5 with 31 yards. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
going forward, even if Kenneth Walker's out, the thing is, they're putting that ball in the air a lot. I don't know if you saw DK Metcalf and
Yeah.
JSN targets, but like,
they both had double digits.
they combined for like 24 or 25 targets total.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's wild. So I don't know what Charbonnet is going to look like going forward. Now, if they do keep throwing the ball like that, it opens up play action. Obviously, he has some worth there, but we're just going to have to see. I mean, he does bring in Montgomery, so that brings him a running back too. Obviously, he has Tyreek. That's not a normal game out of Tyreek. 3 for 6, 24 yards, and that's going to be a little bit questionable going forward too. You never know what that's going to look like. But when we go over to sick kicks.
Yeah, he got A-Chain.
A-Chain, Stroud is going to be consistent, anywhere between 15 to 20. Brian Robinson, pretty good game, 17 carries, 133 yards. That's a good game out of the kids.
Looking good with CeeDee Lamb and Flowers.
Things.
Flowers
CeeDee Lamb is
looking
always
pretty
going
good
to
too.
give you points.
Mm-hmm. When did he draft Flowers?
Flowers 7 for 11. Flowers
sixth
went
round.
late.
Sixth round.
Yeah, he went a little late.
Yeah, I mean, so good pickup there. Flowers
But honestly,
looking pretty
like,
good, but it's hard because of Lamar Jackson.
Dude, any Baltimore wide receiver or running back, I've always stayed away from. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just like they've always been just kind of questionable when you have a run-first quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Lamar's starting to kind of sit in there a little more and be a little less antsy when he doesn't need to be. So, I can see that being good, future-wise for him. Laporta.
He hasn't had a good start, but
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he's been a little
slow
quiet.
Slow start.
Just a little bit, especially after a very dominant rookie campaign. I mean, last year he was literally the number one tight end in the league. But right now, just a little slow. It's only week 2 though. Don't panic.
Yeah, he's still a good hold. Or if people are trying to trade for him, it's kind of a sell low right now. Like I mentioned, Jared Goff throwing 55 times that game. So I mean, Laporta only getting 3 of those targets. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, a little extra. Xavier Worthy, 1 carry, 5 yards, 2 for 417. He's just gonna be a toss up. Like I'm bought in on the kid, but 5'11", 165 pounds.
He's got to be there. He's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there. Tyreek, the new Tyreek.
Yeah, but I mean, even like, let's be honest with ourselves, man. Even Tyreek at that point in time was like he's 30 pounds heavier. So it's like Tyreek has the strength, has the muscle to go up and get it, and he's proven in the past he will go up and get it. I don't think Xavier Worthy has that. So if it's not in the running game, how do you get him involved? You bring him inside. I mean, there were times where I was seeing him playing out wide. I don't think you play him out wide. I think you play him like you would play a Wes Welker, or play him like you would play a. You know what he gives me? He gives me Tavon Austin vibes.
Tavon Austin.
Very, very big Tavon Austin vibes, and I think that's how they need to use him. Send him over the top, but don't send him over the top every play. Don't rely on speed. Rely on his agility, his quickness, so on and so forth, because that's where you're going to get the most use out of him. Problem is, you put him in the slot, you send his ass over the middle, he might get Vontaze perfect. I ain't going to lie. At 165 pounds, 5'11", he might get lost back there behind the linebackers. So it's going to be a little questionable. We'll see how they decide to use him. But even then, in that game, like Travis Kelce got 1 reception, so it's like maybe it was just not a pass.
I think I mean, Chiefs are notorious for being slow starters. Could be a wait and see. Could be
came out with a win though.
Yep, they did come out with a win. Shout out to the refs. It's always the refs, huh?
Did you see that play?
Did the refs help the Saints win?
Did not. Absolutely.
I didn't see the play. Was it like a pass interference for the guy jumping over his back?
It was like last play, like one of the last plays of the game. It was a bang bang pass interference call. Bang bang.
Hey,
Shit was crazy.
gotta protect the Golden Boys. All right, let's go over to Mr. Aaron over here. Aaron going up against Soap. Aaron, Mr. 5 receiver guy, going up against Olave Garden here. We got him winning with a decisive 137.79 points, second highest scoring team of the week. Soap putting up a respectable 112 points, but fell off short. This is even with the worst probably player in all of fantasy, in my opinion, right now, Mr. Caleb Williams, at least against projected. Whoa.
In all honesty, though, man, Aaron might have the wide receiver duo in the league right now. And the fact that he went and got Marvin Harrison, I mean, shit,
after week 1 though, we were, we were,
like
after week one, it wasn't looking too hot, but obviously week 2,
you know what? I said
through.
last week, man, I'm 100% on the Marvin Harrison train. 1000%. Do not forget what's in his blood, man. This is the son of arguably a top 5 receiver of all time. Like this kid is gonna eat. You just have to let him eat. And Kyler Murray put out a press conference last week, and he said, "It's not my job to force him the ball." Let's go ahead and take a look at this. 4 for 8 and 4 catches, 133 yards.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
130
yards on 4 catches. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's not sustainable, in my opinion. If anything,
70% of the snaps, Mikey.
I know. If anything, I am more in on Mr. Malik Neighbors, who's on his bench. Is it Malik? Malik, right? Yeah, Malik Neighbors on his bench. 18 targets, 10 catches, 127 yards. That's more sustainable right there.
You get
targets. You get the target share that Malik Neighbors gets. That's insane. And he had him on his bench this week.
2 words to explain why I'll never be in on Malik Neighbors right now.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Hey, he's literally the only person he can throw to.
And that's the problem. And that is the problem, okay? Because eventually, now that he has showed out, okay? Because go back and look at last week. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Decent.
No matter what, the kid's averaging 13 yards per catch, right? Cool, great. 5 receptions, 7 targets, 66 yards. He went and made something out of it. Cool, low, respectable 10 points, all right? 10 receptions, 18 targets, and you're playing against Washington.
Hey. Well, I guess we'll see the next 2 weeks. He's going up against a good defense in Cleveland, and then he's going up against the best defense in the league in the Dallas Cowboys. I guess we'll see. We'll see if he. We'll see how he does then. I think, obviously, it's up to Aaron who he's going to start there. He does have some spare receivers here. DJ Moore, as bad as Caleb Williams is, DJ Moore is somehow sustaining WR2 value. He's got 10 targets and 8 targets first 2 games. He
targets, man, but I think Caleb is just underthrowing him, overthrowing him.
Caleb is just ass.
And of course, with Keenan Allen not even being in, week 1, Keenan Allen got 11 targets, brother. 11 targets, but 4 receptions. Here's the thing: when a top tier wide receiver is getting 11 targets but only catching 4 of them, that tells me that this receiver isn't dropping 7 balls. Okay, he's not. They're only giving you that target if that ball is within 2 to 4 yards of you.
Yeah,
chances are he's getting overthrown by 2 to 4 yards. Now, once, of course, Aaron, I just saw that. I do think that they'll figure it out at some point in time. I just don't think it'll be this year. I honestly don't.
I think I'm hoping that he could turn it around. I mean, I feel kind of bad for the guy, but somebody smells like shit. Caleb Williams sucks.
I would love to see it, man. But at the end of the day, when you have DJ Moore walking by the sideline, looking at Tyler Bagent, the quarterback too, and saying, "Dog, I need you." He literally said that, by the way. Brother, there is a clip. I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it and send it to you.
That rumor. All right. Well, in the meantime, while you're looking for that, we got Joe Burrow over on the other side. I mean, Soap's team didn't do too bad. I mean, Joe Burrow kind of had a better game this week. Bijan, still waiting for him to come around. He was projected, number number 2, number 3 pick, or well, probably like in a 3 to 5 range of this year's most drafts. He has yet to really break through. He didn't score a touchdown yesterday, even though he did almost rush for 100 yards. Soap taking a big hit though. Pacheco broken fibula, I think it was. He broke something. He's gonna be out for at least 6 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. That's a huge blow to him.
It's crazy.
Which when we'll get to our waiver wire.
There's no telling which one of those running backs takes his place at this point in time.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, you got Carson Steele. You have Samaj P. Ryan, and then they just signed Kareem Hunt today. So you'll see what happens there. Devontae Smith looking nice, filling in as the primary receiver with AJ Brown absent. Mr. Olave Garden himself having a nice little bounce back game. Didn't score, but did a lot better than he did for week 1. Michael Pittman Jr. I don't know, like we said about him, he's got some targets, but man, 3 for 7, 4 for 8, less than 50%, of the targets going his way are being caught, and I'm sure it's not his fault.
Damn, I can't find his flip.
That's tough.
I saw it earlier when I was at work, man. He literally looked at the sideline and said, "Dog, I need you."
That's crazy. I mean, shoot, on his bench, Calvin Ridley, huge bounce back game there, putting up 24 points on the Tennessee Titans. And Darnell Mooney last night, he had 3 big catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. I don't know if that would have helped him win the game. It could have, 25 points there. Yeah, he probably could have won the game with those 2 starts if he would have had the optimal lineup in there. But Aaron comes away with the win, moves to 1-1. And he said he's gonna send me a trade offer during stream. I haven't seen it yet, but we'll see. We'll see what comes my way. We got.
Let me just point this out. Havoc in chat says, "Y'all don't read reports, huh? They've been leaning towards Steele for one role for running back." Okay, now let me just because you're not gonna attack me and Bikey's over here. I'm gonna let you know what my waiver wire looks like right now. Okay, which is kind of messed up. But I am going to let you know what it looks like right now. And what it looks like right now is I am picking up Samaje Perine. Why am I picking up Samaje Perine? Go ahead and look up his name really quick, Mikey.
We can go on the trend. We can go on the trends here. We go on the trends right here.
Yeah, since we lean in towards the reports here.
What do you want me to look here?
Go ahead and read that real quick.
Samaje Perine is expected to see additional usage in week 3 alongside fellow rookie Carson Steele.
Head coach Andy Reid also hinted at the Chiefs' plan to stick with their current backfield for now. What is his level in their current backfield? Go ahead and check the depth chart.
Carson Steele.
Yeah, Carson Steele, but Samaje Perine right there. And why is Samaje Perine rated for a higher projection than Carson Steele? I'm going to be honest. And this isn't against you, Havoc. I just want to go through the reports.
PPR.
This man right here,
pass catching back, and he's
this
a
man's
veteran.
Proven. He's proven. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, are they going to give Carson touches?
That sounds good.
100%. 100%. But that kid is a undrafted rookie out of UCLA. Tell me the last UCLA running back that proved something.
And look at him, man. Just look at him.
I'm gonna be honest. Look at him. That's not the face for a running back. That's the face for a fullback. You know what I mean? He's gonna be out there blocking. They're gonna be setting him up in a wing.
He's beefy, man.
Like
6 feet, 228.
He's gonna be out there blocking. He's gonna be out there blocking. But at the end of the day, I see Samaje Perine getting a lot of the touches. In my honest opinion, though, even though I am picking him up, I genuinely don't think that Kansas City running game is going to be anything. I think you're going to see a lot of actions, a lot of movement, a lot of Worthy. So whoever has Worthy, start him. I'm going to be honest with you. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, don't even decide to click on him.
I miss him, man. He was good. He was good.
KC is very easy to forget about you. Shout out to Alex Smith.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's a win now type of team, man. And as soon as you show just a glimpse of promise, they're gonna use you. I don't know. That running game back there is gonna be it's gonna be a shit show for a while, man.
All right, let's get up to our last matchup here. We have our number 1 team in the league, back-to-back weeks scoring near the top number of points, most points scored so far in our league. Mr. Agon's over here. Agon's putting a whooping on OBG Medic, another sub 100 performance in the league this week. We had a few. So shout out to Agons representing the Havoc Hive over here, moving to 2-0, extending his lead in first place now when you include points scored. Man, you know, Jalen Hurts, Brees Hall combo. You know, you got a Kieran Williams, so or Kyron, whatever you want to call him.
He's gonna eat.
He's gonna eat now with the receiving core at his knees.
Don't be surprised if that kid gets 35 carries a game for the next 3 weeks.
Yep. Stephon Diggs didn't do too good. Rashee Rice looking good over there in Kansas City. Kind of their number one receiver out there, really, right now.
I'm just waiting to see what happens with his DUI case.
Yeah. We'll see. Trey McBride with a fumble recovery for a touchdown, which actually saved me in another league in my own community league where I beat Mr. Pippin by a few points due to that fumble recovery touchdown there.
Let's talk about Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas looking good so far, representing the rookies over here, back-to-back weeks. I mean, 2 catches for 94 yards, so 47 yards per catch.
I'm talking about points.
47 yards
he's only
per
getting
catch.
70% of the snaps, right? 47 yards per catch is crazy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, definitely I'd say the most consistent fantasy receiver over there in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what?
Christian
Trevor Lawrence
kind of let me down.
Yeah, Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, they're kind of letting me down right now, in my opinion. I had high hopes for Gabe Davis, always been a big Gabe Davis fan.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, there's only so much you can do over there right now.
Yeah, he's off to a slow start.
They got to figure it out over there.
Yeah, over on the bench, he had JSN putting up 21 points as well. Who would have thought that JSN would have had 16 targets thrown his way, catching 12 of them. I mean, pretty good team, pretty good squad over here. Stephon Diggs obviously had a 2 TD performance in week 1. Didn't do too hot this week, but when you got a solid 20+ scoring quarterback and 2 RB1s, and a really good tight end and some good receivers, you could afford to have a few guys slip up. Over on OBG Medic side, Joe Mixon after the monster game first week, not so great game this week for Houston. Lamar Jackson didn't do too hot either in the loss to the Raiders. Mostert held a scratch here and for some reason was in his lineup here. As we mentioned, Christian Kirk going up against Brian Thomas.
Paying attention, Medic.
Yeah. Medic.
I was gonna say, on any other team.
Whose man's is that? Whose man's is Medic?
That's Dossel's man's.
Dossel's man's.
I would say on any other team, this would be a scratch of the week. Like, you made a great choice off of something you shouldn't have. Jamar Chase on the bench, but Jamar Chase puts up 6.5. Christian Kirk does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, his bench couldn't save him.
Kobe Myers doesn't do anything either. It's just like, you scratch the guy, and it would have been a great scratch. He puts up 6 points as a wide receiver 1. Most people believe a top 5 wide receiver in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow he still outperforms 2 other wide receivers on your lineup. So, nothing you can do there. I mean, sub 100, realistically, even with Mostert out, you almost beat me.
A third of his points coming from kicker defense combo.
Just one of those weeks.
Nico Collins his only highlight of the week, really. Nico Collins was nice, but it might be time to make some moves, Mr. OBG Medic. It might be time to make some moves.
You know what? I'm thinking a lot of the teams at the bottom need to start making moves with each other. I think Medic at 0-2, myself at 0-2, you at 0-2. Like,
Jason.
And there are a couple teams that are really gonna start struggling with certain injuries and so on and so forth.
Yeah, the injuries are piling up right now.
Make a move. I think Defy needs to think about making a move so he doesn't fall behind. Right now he's 1-1.
Yeah, Mr. Number 2 pick picking up CMC is not looking good.
Even these people like Tamer 2-0, right? Like you don't have that wide receiver depth. Maybe you should take one of those star running backs that you have, because I'm telling you right now, running backs are not going to save you. You have all these star running backs, still put up a sub 90. So maybe you need to think about grabbing one of those stars and going and get you a star wide receiver.
Matchups have been saving them right now. So far.
So it's like, We'll see what happens in the future. But you know, some people are very much in trouble of falling behind. Myself being one, you being one.
Yeah.
We host the show. We're both 0-2.
Hey, we're too busy, you know. We're too busy talking about everybody else's rosters, but we're not focused on ours. Apparently.
Yeah, I'm too busy giving up my sleeper picks. I'm about to cancel that segment. Is what I'm about to do.
I'm not telling nobody. Just a quick recap. I mean, we already saw through these teams. Kamara, obviously, by far the most fantasy points for the week. Murray, the quarterback of the week. Marvin Harrison Jr. I'll say co wide receivers of the week. Marvin Harrison Jr. and DK Metcalf, more sustainable.
We do have a question in the chat. I have Josh Allen and Kyler Murray. Do I trade Josh Allen and get Garrett Wilson? Full trade would be Allen and Jameson Williams for Wilson and Pollard.
Hell yeah. I'm on the Pollard train. I am on the Pollard train, but what I'm Jameson
not
Williams,
on is
Jameson
giving
Williams
up Jameson
decent,
Williams.
Yeah, Jameson Williams pretty good though.
I'm gonna be honest. In the two offenses, right? And in my opinion, Garrett Wilson is one of the better wide receivers in the league, right?
10th round.
But he's just kind of not producing right now under Aaron Rodgers. So giving up.
I think Garrett Wilson's going to hit his stride, though, eventually. They just got to get that rapport built up. Aaron Rodgers actually doesn't look too bad, even though, you know, obviously he's not.
And that's gonna make a difference here soon. But I still think that, I don't know, man. Like, I think Jameson Williams is being consistent, and I think he will continue to be consistent all year long.
I think he's so high, low key. I still think he's gonna have over 1,000 yards receiving, though. He's gonna do better than he did last year.
The question is, who is your running back one? Like, what does your running back room look like? Because like,
can you fit Pollard your flex? Like, is Pollard gonna be your flex? Then, you know.
Yeah, if you're just selling on Pollard, and you're getting, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'd have to see your lineup to actually make an educated opinion on it.
Yeah, you probably want to know about your running back, because Pollard, I think he's going to be that consistent running back.
It sounds like you're selling on Garrett Wilson. And if you're selling on Garrett Wilson and you're giving up Josh Allen and Jameson, like, you're not really getting value out of that. You're giving up
he has Kyler already. But he has Kyler already.
Yeah, but you can sell higher. Like, you can sell Josh Allen a little higher than that.
Yeah, Josh Allen's first quarterback off the board in most leagues, including ours.
Including ours to me.
But I think you could sell high. I think Jameson's technically a little sell high. Allen's a little sell low right now, so it kind of evens itself out with your value there, where Pollard could get you that consistent 10 to 15, 10 to 16 points if you just want that, you know, that bell cow that's just going to be a consistent flex or RB2 for you. Garrett Wilson, you know, it's going to be boom or bust. Is he going to come around with Aaron Rodgers? I think so, personally. How great, though? I don't know if he can be like Devontae Adams,
Tyler,
like,
JT,
great, or
David
like
Montgomery,
you know?
Pollard, Jettas, Mike Evans, Dalton, Garrett.
Okay, so you only have JT and David Montgomery then. So you need a running back. You need a third running back. So Mike Evans and a Garrett Wilson combo would be nice. Know, it's a tough one, but technically you're just hoarding.
Running back, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, but you're hoarding I don't know. I think you're hoarding an extra quarterback that if you could create value out of it for a potential WR1. I think it could be worth it, but then who knows?
He has a wide receiver one. Like, he has two wide receiver ones.
I mean, I don't know if Jameson Williams is gonna end up wide receiver one. We got Amon-Ra on that same team. Sam Laporta is eventually gonna get
Jameson, right?
Sam Laporta, yeah, but what I'm saying.
Jettas, Mike Evans, and Jameson.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Jettas and Mike Evans. My bad.
Yeah, he's got Jettas, Mike Evans, and Jameson right now, and he'd be giving up Jameson and Josh Allen for Pollard and Garrett Wilson. Like, I think, in my opinion, you're losing it.
You might be all right. Yeah, you might be good as is, honestly, because you have JT and David Montgomery already, which David Montgomery is gonna be your consistent guy. Yeah, Jameson as your flex is good. Jameson as a flex is gonna be outperforming any other team's flexes. if you
Right.
start Evans and I
Even
can
if
see it that way.
Jared, like even if Jettis is injured right now, you start Jameson for the time being, and then when Jettis comes back, you're fine.
Yeah. I wonder if you could get more. The thing is, though, is like, yeah, who knows? If Garrett Wilson comes around, though, he might be a beast. But you do
That's
got
possible.
Brees Hall.
But even if he does come around, right, that same person is, if he's really pushing for that quarterback, I mean, Josh Allen's going to have the same value. It's not like he's going to drop off, right? So
for the other guy, but if he has Kyler Murray, then it's wasted value, you know. I don't know.
100%.
But
Don't get me wrong, I'll hold 2 dope ass quarterbacks just so you can.
just to keep, yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty much it. It would be the sake of holding the extra quarterback just so that they
just
don't.
so you
have
can't
it.
get fucked up by him later, man.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, shout out once again to our sponsors, Kane's, Paradox Customs, Shure, and Zipshare Gaming. This would not be possible without you guys. Well, it might be, but not as good as what it is. I say that every week. I'm going to continue to say it. You guys are fantastic. We appreciate you guys and everything that you guys are doing for this Inferno Hot Corner that we have going on. So thank you guys for everything. Let's go ahead and get to our
Waivers?
sleepers of the week.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the number one waiver wire pickup for a lot of people is gonna be Carson Steele. We got Mr.
Or
Dreamer,
Samaje Perine.
yeah, or Samaje Perine, or Kareem
Never know,
Hunt.
man.
You know, Quentin Johnston's not talked about really, and he might be emerging as the number one receiver over there in on the Chargers. You know, myself thinking it was gonna be Ladd McConkey, but looks like Mr. Quentin Johnston here. He caught 2 touchdowns this week. You know, 6 targets, nothing to go crazy about. But you know, Justin Herbert, he's a good quarterback when healthy, and he's got to throw to somebody. J.K. Dobbins has been really carrying that team right now, and they need a wide receiver. Joshua Palmer, I would never vouch for him ever. Ever.
I tried to at one point.
I tried to when Keenan Allen was hurt last year, the year before. He just never comes through. So you're making on Ladd McConkey or Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston's only in his second year. McConkey, the rookie, so he's got to throw it to one of these guys. Maybe even Hayden Hurst, who knows? But he should be somebody to look out for on the waiver wire this week. Juwan Jennings with Debo down. Juwan Jennings has some sure hands over there in SF. You know, Ayuk should be the main beneficiary for those of you that have been waiting for Ayuk, the man who got paid, to actually step up. We'll see, but Juwan Jennings could be, you know, a nice flex play for you for the next couple of weeks with that injury going on.
I think on my side, I'm going to talk about a couple dark horses.
Yeah.
Number one, with all the injuries going on in Cincinnati, even though in my opinion it was a game plan, I think it was a really game plan type of move over there. I think Mike Gesicki is worth a look, just because with T. Higgins being down and Jamar Chase, frankly, just in my opinion, Jamar Chase is not bought into that team right now. He's more pissed off about his contract than anything. I think he's checked out completely. I think he just pulled out a $50 million insurance investment on himself this year, simply for the fact of he don't want to miss out on no money. And I think he's ready to check out. So I think Gesicki might be just worth a look. Don't quote me on him being anything really big, but once again, these are dark horses. I like number two. Number 2, in my opinion, let's talk about Bryce Young being benched. Now, if you guys remember last year, okay, do not sleep on my 12-year coming in pro out here.
Red Rocket.
Okay, Adam Thielen.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Andy Dalton.
Last year. No, we're gonna get to Andy Dalton, but Adam last year was ranked number 17 in the wide receiver room. 137 targets, 103 yards, 1,000-yard receiving season last year in Carolina. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not forget who was throwing to him, PJ Walker.
Yeah.
Aside from some other people, you know what I mean? So 1,000 yards receiving. He was big last year in Carolina. I think that he just needs somebody to throw the ball. And if you know Andy Dalton, he gonna let that bitch loose. All right. So with Bryce Young getting benched, Red Rocket coming into the picture, I think Adam Thielen gained some attention there.
That's a good one. I think you're digging a little deep into my notes over here, man. A little bit. But those are some gems. Yo, those of you, hey, any of you guys, if you have any other leagues that you're in, listen to the man's dreamer right now, because he's spitting game right now. For me, I'm gonna say, there's 6 weeks to go, but Kareem Hunt is a touchdown vulture. I know he's barely got signed today, but we got the rookie in Carson Steele. We got Samaje P. Ryan, and but I think give it 2 weeks. I mean, obviously, it's only a 6 to 8 week injury, but Kareem Hunt could make some noise. He did it when Nick Chubb was gone for the Browns. He kept vulturing touchdowns left and right from Jerome Ford last year, and he actually made a flex play for me. The thing is, I don't know, who knows though, with when you have veteran running backs coming in, they don't really play him as much. I think Carson Steele is going to get most of the run just because they want to see what the kids got.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with him.
If you want
I think
defense,
P-Run's proven. I think the kid Steele could come out of nowhere. There really ain't no telling. So
he just never did anything over on the Broncos, though. He had no competition on the Broncos.
Has just been awful for so long, though.
Yeah,
so long that offensive line's been awful, and KC ain't gonna let that happen.
Some ads for Deontay Foreman for some reason. I don't know if we have some.
I saw some doubt in
Jerome. Is Jerome Ford? Is there something going on with Jerome Ford or what?
I don't know.
He only had 5 fewer carries than.
I saw him go up. I wanted to talk about the fact that trending up now is Kareem Hunt, and he's not even officially on a 53-man roster.
He is. He got signed today.
He's on the practice squad. He got signed to the practice squad today.
And this guy's a veteran, man.
But he's not even on a 53-man roster. His stock went up by 977,000%.
Look how good he was. I don't know what happened to the fall. Obviously, injuries.
I don't know,
but
man. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows, man, but he's still around. If you need a flyer, if Bryce Young was still the quarterback over in Carolina, you would pick the Raiders defense. Now it's kind of a coin flip if you want to pick the Raiders defense, because Carolina got Andy Dalton now, and you don't know what you can get with him, honestly. But I know he's going to throw the ball. That's for damn sure.
And there really ain't no telling right now, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I had. You got anything else for us, Mr. Dreamer? Got some trades maybe happening this week.
I don't know, man. I'm putting everything up in the air right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I know waiver wise, I'm gonna go out and get Carson. So where am I at on the waiver wire?
Yeah. So look, I thought you were gonna get Samaje, dude.
Or sorry,
I see the reverse psychology. He just blew his cover.
I'm actually number 12 on the waiver wire, so it really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah. How am I number 8? Did I even get anybody? We should have done reverse standings, man. It should be us. It should have been reverse standings waiver wire, huh?
What is it set to? I don't even know what it said to.
I thought we did agree on reverse standings. Didn't we agree to reverse standings in the chat?
Oh, I didn't change it.
What's up, Piff? I'm pretty sure we agreed to reverse standings.
Yeah, I didn't change it yet. Give me a second. I'm not going to change it right now, but I'm going to look at it. Where's it at?
I mean, it would need to change right now. But it would technically need to change right now. If it were to change to reverse standings, it would be
Yeah, we did agree on it, but I didn't get a chance to change it.
You'd be third on the waiver. It'd be Soap, Medic, you, and then myself. As you can tell, I have a poop emoji next to my name here in the league, which shows that I am the most scored against. So don't count me out for long. You guys are looking at me, looking down on me
put
for
something
being
in the group
0-2.
chat really quick, and just make sure everybody's okay with that, because it was supposed to get changed, but I hadn't changed it yet.
We'll do it after the show then. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But I think that you if it was already agreed upon, it's just, we just didn't do it for week 1, and then we
yeah, I know we all agreed on it. I just I forgot to change it.
I'll say you do it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after. But
all right.
Yeah, if we have nothing else to go, I think that'll do it for episode 3. Technically episode 2, but
we'll call it episode 2. Draft day was episode 0. We'll say that.
Yeah, but this is it's been a great week. It's been a rough week for some of us, aka me and Mikey.
Yeah.
But we'll see how things change come Thursday, to start out at least.
Yep. All right, y'all. Shout out once again to Raising Cane's, Paradox Customs, Sure, and ZipShare for helping us make this happen. And obviously, you know, the whole Vegas Inferno team, our graphics team, our community members, our team members, and the leadership there. Thank you guys for all your support. If you are watching this, make sure that you like this stream. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the Vegas Inferno YouTube channel.
Ring the bell, man. Ring the bell.
If you're looking to support either myself or Dreamer, you can find me at Biking Round everywhere, BIKEYMROWN. And Dreamer, what's your socials? Where can people find you?
Dreamer LV on all platforms. We appreciate you guys wholeheartedly. We'll catch y'all next week, next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. And you've been watching the Inferno Hot Corner.
All right,
appreciate
peace.
y'all, man.
Thanks.
Later.